Gonna be Beatman up next for Diabolical. Oh, he actually gripped him in through the box using the totem. Is that what I saw? That's nutty. Beatman is gonna have to go for a bit of that Ancient Guardians, trying to see if he can go counter-offensive versus the Warlock, but looks like the Guardians do not really last all that long right now. Aren't they getting like a long duration over in 10:07? Because I feel like right now they're just like, the Guardians last only for like 8 seconds or something. And it feels like 12 seconds over in 10:01, if not 10:07. Stun around the corner as Beatman trying to see if he can avoid the demons best he can. At least he got that Tyrant trapped up and kind of had line of sight on that thing around the corner of a box where Tyrant literally can see Beatman, but because he can't see like a pixel extra of him, he just can't target him, which is perfect. Diabolical is getting interrupted for just a second. Beatman trying to see if he can max out the damage. Mad Alien Blast on him. Diabolical is just going to go for a port, trying to see if he can just bat away Beatman just to keep him at bay. Mortal sent in as he tried to go in for a big old Sunder. Got himself a fully fear with more hand and Gildans joining in. A bit of a reflect. Beatman is just trying to see if he can trap him out in place. Looks like he's just going to keep him in one spot. Beatman maybe could max out the damage. Trying to see if he can go behind the pillar for just a moment. Maybe catch up a little bit of more Maelstrom in order to get himself a bit of healing. Try to see if he can control the pets the best he can. That route is perfect. Axe toss, but he does separate from pets, but Diabolical's gonna beat him on the other corner. My goodness. The amount of mobility Beatman has to use just to get away from Diabolical is kind of nutty. Does get himself a sudden proc. Maybe make a big play. Massive Alien Blast. Big kill for Diabolical. So you just still fight right through it. Needs Maelstrom right now and mana. But I think he may just go down. Does get himself a little bit of heal. Diabolical's trying to stay on him as best as possible. Demon Doggers charging out. Big old bite. But looks like the Doggers do end up finishing him off around the pillar. That is rough, man. That is rough. With Worthless DK gonna be up next, trying to see if he can ramp up a bit of damage. Got himself a big grippy hand, stalled onto Diabolicals as he got a full dark pack surrounding him. Big old Dragon Strike. Just trying to see if he can add a little bit extra control in here. And that's gonna be just surrounded by the army of the dead. Blinded the Tyrant, walking over from the rest of the pets. Just trying to see if he can get himself a little bit extra distance away from the Warlock as well as the rest of his demons. Worthless just having to mess around back here with the pet. Axe tossing it. Not axe tossing it. Obliterating that thing. Honestly, maybe the move. Separate the Warlock away from his demonic companions. That might be the play. Gonna be worth it. Try to see if he can max out the damage. Dark Pack getting used up. Or Death Pack, making the pact with Bon Samdi himself. IBF, in order to give himself a little bit extra health to work with. Gonna be Diabolical's ramping up with the damage, but does get stunned up. Does he take him here? Needs a big old grip. Does get the big grip. Do you get the obliterate? Oh my god, the AMS came through to give him a little bit of protection from the magical, but the physical of that Felguard. Not gonna let you go anywhere with Drez walking in, slamming him down. Does not want to give him a chance to play. Charging out Lath Hunt right after. Lath is gonna hopefully avoid Drez. Does hit him with a Fell Eruption as he's trying to leap in. Spear doesn't quite connect with Lath, but if you stand on that spear, you'll still do a bit more crit damage. Trying to see if we can get himself a bit of Bloodthirst. It's gonna go for a little bit extra damage. Bloodthirst are activated. Break it out of the Imprison is just immuning that Sigil of Fear entirely. Bloodthirst are letting the Fury Warrior catch up. A lot of health right now as Lath looking to go for a bit of a hunt of his own. Trying to stay aggressive with a big old Metamorphosis. Got himself massive cleave into Drez. Drez with a bit of a reflect, trying to reduce some of the chaotic damage, hitting him back to back. Needs him a Bloodthirst, but that Fellow Russian may just have him, and Lath does end up getting that big blade dance at the very, very end. With DGK gonna be up next. Lath trying to see if he can blast right through him. DGK gripping him out in the open, stun. All the pets are available, but that's gonna be an immunity for Lath. Lath needs some kind of bleed set up, or maybe CC chains on the DGK. Definitely needs to get going with that I-beam and get himself as much mastery as possible in order to max up whatever damage he can. Is going to slay a demon, picking up a demonic soul, catching up a lot of healing. Darkness is down, throwing in glaives of DGK. It should be able to bleed him up for quite a bit. Try to see if he can close that gap. Soul break. Does he have the big blade dance to follow? Chaos Strikes is all he needs. DGK try to rotate whatever defense he's got in order to survive this. Lath may be in a bit of trouble. Does have some ventral retreat to give himself a bit of damage reduction. Maybe he could go for Shadow Melt, but he is diseased up, so maybe he can avoid a ability or two. Does slay a demon. Is going to be able to pick up the demonic soul. Glaive's getting thrown in GDK. Could maybe drop down a Sigil of Fear potentially. Might not be a bad move, honestly. GDK trying to see if he can ramp up the paths together with a grippy hand. Going to be tricking out a Lath off the stun. Trying to see if he can back away from DDK as Ambus is up for the Death Knight. Lath needs to get himself another demon proc. Or maybe another go, like with a hunt or something. IB was available. Maybe gives him a bit of healing. Trying to see if he can turn around GDK. Does GDK take him out? Stun onto the death. Then trying to give himself a bit of a death pack. Is he going to be able to survive this? Almost. Oh, so close. So close. With A going to be up next. Kiddish on GDK. With a girl to follow. DR Kidney. But the bleeds should be able to puncture right through the Death Knight's armor. Raw trying to see if he can deny these boys a reset. That's through 2 rogues to fight through, with A gonna be out next, with Beastman in the back, as well as Kevin over there as well. Rav is gonna have himself a hell of a game. Knockback onto the first rogue. His death mark is gonna apply. Rav is gonna have to cleanse these. Does go for the Dark Iron Racial to remove those bleeds entirely, which is gonna give him quite a bit of a haze buff as well. A haze buff, intellect buff as well. With the Dark Iron Racial, you remove bleeds, and for every dot removed, you get yourself a little bit extra primary stat. Maybe with like some DR to it. Maybe there's some diminished returns on it, so you can't get too much intellect, for example, compared to the normal Dwarf Racial, which is like a defensive big barrages to ache. Has himself a Cloak of Shadows. Does the rogue have an out? Could go for a blind here. May just want to. Versus Ralph. Oh, missiles don't do it. The barrage right through the cracks in the boxes. Oh, not gonna give him much of an opportunity here as Kevin charging out. Gonna be a big old touch of the magic immediately. Got himself full arcane power. Kevin got himself a big shield of vengeance. Arcane Surge is gonna slam down on him. Final wreck onto Ralph. May still be in a bit of trouble. Trying to blast out Kevin if at all possible. He got a lot of damage ready. I don't know if he's got all the time. He does have all the time to get around it. Barrage. Bubble out for Kevin. Oh my god, the damage of this Arcane Mage. And Kevin is not deterred. He got wings. He wanted to max out the damage, but Ralph has to back up out of there. Maybe has to play for a bit of a slower game for a bit. Big damage. Kevin getting hit with a Kyrian Radiant Spark. Does have a stun for Ralph. He's going to blink. Maybe get a knockback into Kevin. Mad damage. Kevin doesn't go down. Oh my god. The Arcane Mage just take him. Try and throw out Arcane Orbs everywhere. Maybe finds the Mage. Maybe finds the Rogue. It looks like he's going to be given at least some bit of opportunity to catch himself a bit of food, as Beastman is going to be up next. Not really trying to give Ralph a proper honor duel or anything. Mad damage. Oh, has to go for an ice buck immediately. That was just a secret technique. So he opened up, big secret technique, got him with a breath. Secret technique continued on the damage even after the rogue is CC'd, and just absolutely almost blasted Ralph to smithereens. At least doesn't have to worry about stun for too much. Knockback to the rogue. Whatever control you can establish on the rogue right now is going to help you. Slows, roots, everything. Cloak of Shadows used by the rogue really early. That is huge. But as a mage, you gotta figure out, can you even survive the next skin shot? Can you survive the next secret technique go? Do you have anything for this one? Got Beastie Man out in the open again, rooted out. Big damage for Broth. Got himself Radiant Spark. Could be a vanish out of the rogue. Let's go for a vanish. Intro Nova. Cheap shot. Got himself a blink. Does Beast go down right here? Maybe. Barrage. Does it go? Cheat death. Get a shot. Try to see if he can max out the damage. I think maybe Ultra Time for Rob. Does have Ultra Time and take still a bit of damage. Evasion up for Rogue. But I don't really know if he can really survive this evasion. Maybe blind? Kick. He may just want to blind him, honestly. May just want to go for a blind if he wants to survive. And then just missiles. Oh my god. Honestly, I was thinking it was going to be a blind reset. Just got to go redo with a mage. No, just stayed in there. He was like, you know what? I can maybe do it. I have cheat death. I have cloak. I'll be fine. And he kept with it. He stayed super hyper aggressive. I like it. But I guess at that point, like, do you know that maybe he's thinking, oh, mage probably has an ice block.